This week on ANN, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency provides aid in Haiti.
A new cooking program is launched in northern Mexico.
And Advent Health shares the story of two young men who were recently honored for their brave act.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, due to the rapid spread of COVID-19 in Haiti, a state of emergency has been declared 3 times, limiting travel and closing schools, churches, factories, and airports.
While these restrictions help prevent the spread of the virus, they had a crippling effect on an economy where half of the population lives on less than $2 per day. A day off work equals a day without food.
Country Director for the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, in Haiti, Fritz Bezereth, says in response to this critical situation, ADRA decided to increase the purchasing power of the vulnerable people living around ADRA's regional facilities in Haiti. We want to enable people and help them meet their minimum needs for food and non-food items.
ADRA implemented a money transfer to 2,600 households, or roughly 13,000 individuals, to help cover a little more than 13 days of wages, according to the minimum salary index set for Haiti. In addition to the money transfer, ADRA distributed educational pamphlets on COVID-19 and 500 wash kits. Bissereth added that all staff and beneficiaries are required to wear face masks at all times during operation hours.
ADRA provided support in Haiti covering the North, Northwest, Central, and Southern territories, ensuring that communities who were most vulnerable received cash vouchers assistance. Cash vouchers were distributed to more than 2,000 people.
According to the World Health Organization, Haiti has at least 8,900 confirmed cases of the coronavirus and 230 deaths. Many people are staying at home and self-treating because most rural areas have no access to health care and hospitals are understaffed.
You can learn more about ADRA's COVID-19 response in Haiti at facebook.com/ADRA Haiti.
The SeventhDay Adventist Church in North Mexico, together with Montemorelos University, has recently launched a healthy cooking program on social media that has drawn attention from many countries around the world. Coined as Healthy Kitchen, the program is based on the church's banner initiative, I Want to Live Healthy, and includes recipes using plant-based ingredients. Organizers of the new program say that the main objective with programs like this is to motivate people to live physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually healthy. The cooking program is part of a comprehensive evangelism plan. It is intended for church members to share with friends and neighbors in order to motivate them to pursue a healthy lifestyle. The online cooking series has 15 episodes and each is 14 minutes long. In every episode, a recipe is introduced, which uses ingredients easily found in Mexico and in most of the Americas, and is presented with a connection to spiritual health. The online program began October 5th through the church's Facebook and YouTube channels and the I Want to Live Healthy website. After the first 3 episodes aired, the I Want to Live Healthy YouTube channel had nearly 10,000 views, organizers said. At the end of the cooking series, church leaders in North Mexico will follow through with a special family life series and a Bible study program coined as Let's Look in the Bible in mid-November. To view all 15 Healthy Kitchen episodes and to download recipes, visit quierovivirsano.org.
When scrolling through her social media, Camila Cristina Moreno Camargos, 24, saw the incredible joy of a child with cancer who received a wig. That video touched her heart as she was already thinking about donating her hair. During a social media event promoted by the Women's Ministry Department in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, along with the non-governmental organization Fio de Luz, Camila took the opportunity to cut and donate her hair. During the event, the group also gave wigs to those impacted by cancer. A volunteer from Fio de Luz, Shirley Christina, has seen many women receive wigs. She says that this moment signifies a complete change in the life of the cancer patient. Fio de Luz, which has donated more than 3,500 wigs, is present in 30 cancer centers located in the states of Minas Gerais, Rio de Janeiro, Espírito Santo, Distrito Federal, and Atlanta in the U.S. state of Georgia. Anyone can help to uplift a woman's self-esteem and confidence. For this, there are only 2 requirements. The donated hair needs to be at least 20 centimeters, 8 inches, and the person donating must have a desire to help another woman. Edmilson Marquez, a member of the Adventist Church in Cio Azul, is the founder of Fio de Luz. The project materialized after a young woman who had lost her hair to chemotherapy visited Marquez's wig store. The girl had no money to buy a wig. He was touched and decided to donate. Before and after photos of women who received wigs were displayed during the event. Blood glucose and measurement services, guidance on breast self-exams, booklets, and health materials were also offered.
This week, Advent Health brings us 2 stories. The first, the medical network recently announced construction on its flagship downtown Orlando campus, bringing a range of new and expanded services to Central Florida, including world-class orthopedic care in partnership with Rothman Orthopedic Institute.
Second story is about 2 Advent Health team members who, on their way to the beach, found a driver stuck inside a submerged SUV and saved his life.
Tom Johnson from Advent Health has more.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom Johnson. What a week. We have a lot to share with you, including several growth projects. Let's start on our flagship campus in Orlando. This is what it looks like right now at the corner of Dade Avenue and East Winter Park Street, but a major change will begin here soon, and this will begin to take shape. It's a new high-rise medical tower. The 12-story, 300,000 square foot building will snuggle right up to I-4. There are also plans for a new 10-level parking structure right next to it. Plans call for the new tower to have space for neuroscience, imaging, rehabilitation, and research, even a cafe. There will also be an entire floor dedicated to orthopedics, which brings us to our next announcement.
We are very proud to be joining together with Rothman Orthopedic Institute.
Rothman Orthopedic Institute is bringing world-class orthopedic care to Orlando alongside the stellar care of Advent Health Orthopedic Institute. Rothman clinical teams will be based out of that new tower, which further expands our Orlando Health Village.
So we take Rothman's expertise and then combine it with millions of dollars in investments in large-scale facilities that allow for surgery and patient care using an evidence-based approach. I'm just really excited. Combined with our current team of expert physicians like Dr. Dean Cole and his team, it's something I think will be a game changer for Central Florida.
We are significantly expanding support.
Another important event at our hospital in Orlando, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services announcing an expansion of support for living organ donation to include compensation for lost wages, child care, and elder care. HHS Secretary Alex Azar made the statement at Advent Health because of the preeminence of our Transplant Institute. Where timing and courage intersect, you often find heroism. That was recently the case when 2 of our team members watched in horror as a man's SUV plunged into a Central Florida pond.
I have no idea what happened.
And that may be a good thing for Michael Cliver, because what happened in this pond was terrifying. And it played out right in front of Advent Health non-clinical team members Jeffrey Brownlow and Michael Chudia.
We were just heading to the beach, and then all of a sudden we're in this pond, there's this car into the water, and we're hearing someone's in the car.
These are Maitland Fire Department photos from the scene that day. You can clearly see Cliver's SUV under the water. Brownlow and Chudia never hesitated, dove under the murky surface, and pulled a lifeless Cliver out and to shore.
I think the adrenaline at that moment was so high because you knew that a life was literally on the line at that moment.
It's almost like a dream.
They gave CPR as first responders rushed to the scene. They saved Cliver's life.
It's nice that somebody out there that's willing to do that. I mean, not everybody would. A lot of people would walk away, and they didn't. So I'm still here.
Still here to meet his heroes.
I feel good. I'm glad they did what they did.
And watch the fire chief,
Jeffrey, I'd like to issue this life-saving award to you.
Honor the pair with civilian life-saving awards.
Every day we get chances to make a difference, and yeah, on that day was a little bit more than we expected.
Yeah. Never say that's not my job, because you can always step in and make a larger difference than you'd ever thought possible.
Perhaps even save someone's life in an unexpected time and place.
So thankful that we were able to be there when we were.
And thanks for everything you do, guys. In Orlando, Tom Johnson for Advent Health.
Coming up, 10 Days of Prayer begins in January. We have all the ways your church can join the global prayer chain.
But up next, Avondale College starts a new video series that emphasizes research and diversity.
Welcome back.
The diversity of Avondale's research profile and its impact on education, health, society, and culture is featured in a new video series that launched on October 23rd.
The series features 2-minute clips of academies connected with the university college research centers describing their area of interest, then explaining how it connects with Avondale's ethos and mission and the good it will do.
Vice Chancellor of Avondale, Kevin Petrie, applauds the new program. He says, "The research is in areas that make a genuine difference and have significant impact, and that encourages me. It's fulfilling its purpose and being truly transformational, and that's why we exist."
The focus of this series is on projects connected to the Center for Advancement of the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning and the Christian Education, Lifestyle, Medicine and Health, and Scripture, Spirituality, and Society Research Centers.
A previous series launched in May focused on people, particularly researchers connected with the Christian Education Research Center. Both are part of the Avondale Researchers Here for Good brand, which aligns the mission of Avondale with its research agenda.
Executive producer Caroline Rickett says, "From our founding in 1897, we've served and made a positive impact on local, national, and global communities. The series continues this focus. Our researchers are committed to engaging with real-world issues and the ways in which people can be transformed through new knowledge and practice."
All of the videos from the Avondale Researchers Here for Good series are available on Avondale's YouTube channel.
My name is Peter Williams and I'm a senior lecturer here in the School of Business. I'm also the course convener for the Bachelor of Business program, and I'm the chair of the Learning and Faculty Teaching Committee. At the moment I'm working with North New South Wales schools in the Adventist school education context, and we're exploring aspects of school leadership development. So we're looking at things like performance appraisal, what components might be in future school leadership development programs. We're exploring things around leadership aspirations and working within the space of future leadership development. So Avondale's mission is built around creating a learning community with an outcome of meeting needs. So the research that I've been involved with around school leadership has identified that we do have a need for leaders going forwards. My hope would be that as a result of doing research in the area of school leadership development, that we would have a very intentional process going forwards of how we might build our leadership capability and the potential of individuals within our education system, so that when they got into leadership roles, they'd feel confident in their abilities to perform those roles well.
Recently, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, in Romania inaugurated the new Hope for Immigrants Educational Center in Bucharest. ADRA team members, volunteers, donors, and guests attended. The center will cater to refugees' needs, especially those coming from Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Somalia, and Ethiopia. Center construction took place in 2020 despite pandemic restrictions. Several Seventh-day Adventist church organizations and anonymous donors contributed to make this project a reality. ADRA Center is already offering Romanian, English, and Arabic language courses. It also provides, among other services, classes in tailoring and music, along with haircuts for men. The center is open for seminars, receptions, and family celebrations as allowed, all free of charge. ADRA Romania has a long history of supporting immigrants and their rights. By setting up this educational center, ADRA continues with an initiative launched in 2015 to assist families and young immigrants in Romania. For ADRA volunteers, Assistant Manager Mihai Brasov, who coordinated the project, this is a dream come true. I am glad to inaugurate this center, where our friends can discover our hospitable nation, our language, and become friends with ADRA's volunteers. Leaders said that through Hope for Immigrants, ADRA Romania recognizes the human side of this current refugee crisis, as well as the value of each person involved.
The British Union Conference, or BUC, presented an exciting teaching series exploring the biblical truths found in the prophetic book of Revelation. Internationally renowned evangelist Mark Finley looks at current world conditions within the political, economic, and social realms to align the spiritual teachings of prophecy to today's world. This 13-part series goes into the heart of the book of Revelation, providing you with a clear and deeper understanding of the events surrounding the last days in light of the three angels' message of Revelation 14. Held each week on the BUC News YouTube channel, church leaders felt this was a wonderful opportunity to create a study bubble with friends and family watching each presentation together and having a time of discussion afterwards. Free lesson guides from the series can be downloaded on the BUC website to accompany each night's topic and provide further materials to assist you in learning. The series started on October 16 and will finish on January 18, 2021. For more information, visit adventist.uk.
Hi, I'm Mark Finley. For the last 50 years, I've been standing on the platforms of the world, sharing the hopeful, Christ-centered message of the book of Revelation. Revelation speaks to this generation. It speaks certainty, assurance, and hope. If you would like to face the future with greater confidence, come with us, join us for this series titled 3 Cosmic Messages. It'll be a provocative series. I'll discuss the mark of the beast, the coming crisis, but I'll discuss hope. You can be prepared for what's coming upon this world. Don't miss it. 3 Cosmic Messages.
Every year, countless Seventh-day Adventists around the world unite for 10 days to pray for revival, reformation, the church's mission, and for God to intercede for a dying world. The 10 days of prayer chain will be held from January 6 through 16, 2021.
Next year's 10 Days of Prayer program stands under the theme, Seeking Revival, and focuses on the importance of experiencing personal revival. The theme verse for the 2021 event is, "Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts." Zechariah 4:6.
To participate, individuals and churches can sign up at 10daysofprayer.org, where they will also find all materials for free download in over 35 languages, including English, Spanish, Portuguese, German, and French.
The daily readings were written by Helmut Haubel, author of bestsellers such as Steps to Personal Revival and Abide in Jesus.
The annual 10 Days of Prayer program is part of the World Church's Revival and Reformation Initiative in collaboration with General Conference Prayer Ministries.
Coming up, David Trim is here with This Week in Adventist History.
But up next, Adventist Mission shares how Adventist Mission and your 13th Sabbath Mission offerings are working in India.
Hi, VL. How are you? Are you okay? Dear VL, I can't even remember how long we've been staying at home now because of this virus. For now, it's just nice to hear your voice and see your face. Nothing beats playing outside in the dirt though. Which reminds me, are your hands clean? Yes! Mommy and Daddy says not a lot of kids get COVID-19, but it's always nice to be extra safe. We should wash our hands before picking our nose. Washing our hands protects us, but it also keeps us from spreading the virus in case we touch something dirty. Let's always be clean and safe, okay? Love, Joey.
Welcome back.
The very first 13th Sabbath offering supported early mission work in India.
More than 100 years later, countless lives worldwide have been transformed by the generous giving to this offering each quarter.
Adventist Mission has more.
In 1912, the Titanic sank. Istanbul was part of the Ottoman Empire, and the Adventist Church introduced a new way to advance mission. The very first 13th Sabbath offering supported early mission work in India. More than 100 years later, Adventists around the world have contributed to hundreds of projects, from building schools to launching mission boats. Countless lives worldwide have been transformed by the generous giving to this offering each quarter. Spicer Adventist University in India has benefited from the 13th Sabbath offering several times. The school has a rich history of teaching and training students for a higher purpose. In addition to the standard curriculum, Spicer's holistic education helps students grow academically, physically, and spiritually. Diversity is celebrated, with students coming from almost every state in India, as well as other countries. The campus is nestled in the city of Pune on a 60-acre campus, with plenty of green space to explore and find peace from the busyness of everyday life. In the evening, students gather on the soccer field, the perfect place to unwind after class. Thanks to 13th Sabbath offerings, the university has been able to construct a science complex and currently offers several undergraduate and graduate programs in the field of science. In 1969, the offering helped build new dormitories. A few decades later, another women's dorm and married student housing. Jessica is a Spicer student who found comfort and refuge at the university.
Spicer is my only hope where I can study about God, so I can learn more about Him and can share to my family. I like the people around here. They are very friendly, and they are helpful. And I like also the surrounding. It is a spiritual place.
Teachers strive to create a family-like atmosphere in the classroom and build strong bonds with students.
Here in Spicer, the teachers are very close to us, the way how they love us like their own son. And of course, the food here is different, and Spicer provide different kinds of food where we cannot get in other university. And they give opportunity for the students to share their ideas, and they are open. The teachers are open, and the people around here are very good.
Students and faculty at Spicer Adventist University want to thank you for supporting the 13th Sabbath offering. Thanks to God's blessing and your faithful giving, these projects have helped thousands of students receive training to serve God. Please pray for this campus. Pray that God will continue to use Spicer Adventist University for a higher purpose. Thank you for supporting the 13th Sabbath offering.
Watch this and other mission stories online by visiting AdventistMission.org. Then click on videos at the top.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, the work of the Adventist Church in Russia and surrounding territories is expanded.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. For much of this week, 113 years ago, October 26 to 29, 1907, 33 delegates from Adventist churches across the Russian Empire met in Riga, today capital of the Republic of Latvia, but then part of Russia. Ludwig Conradi of the European Division presided over the session, which organized the Russia Union Conference and elected Julius T. Bircher as first president, and two women, Sophie Bojanus and Emma Fenner, as secretary and treasurer. The Seventh-day Adventist Church's 19th Union, its territory was defined as the Russian Empire except for Finland, which was part of the Scandinavian Union Conference. But this still made the Russian Union easily the largest in the world, embracing many countries that today are independent of Russia, including the three Baltic republics and Poland. In the vast Russian Empire, there were then 2,558 church members. Today, in the Eurasia Division, the Baltic Union Conference and the Polish Union Conference, there is a total of 117,000 church members, the spiritual descendants of those first 2,500 Adventists. 29 years later, on October 30, 1935, Donald Barrett died in Oshawa, Canada. Raised a Catholic, Donald had actually entered a Jesuit seminary to train for the priesthood. But in 1908, age 23, he was converted and he promptly changed colleges to Walla Walla. After graduating in 1911, he worked as a pastor. In 1916, having just been elected superintendent of the Newfoundland Mission at the early age of 31, Donald married Harriet Fleming, known as Nina. Barrett went on to serve as president of the Quebec Conference, the Ontario Conference, and the Southern New England Conference. But sadly, Donald's health broke down, and in 1931, he, Nina, and their children returned to Canada, where Donald gradually declined until his death 5 years later. He was just 51 years old. Donald Barrett was one of many Adventist leaders who were so committed to the message that they worked themselves into early graves. That was this week in Adventist history.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We'd love to hear from you. Send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details, and feel free to send full video reports as well. You can reach us by sending an email to annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 1, verses 2 and 3.
The passage says, "We always thank God for all of you and continually mention you in our prayers. We remember before our God and Father your work produced by faith, your labor promoted by love, and your endurance inspired by hope in our Lord Jesus Christ."
That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit Adventist.news for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.